everyone, so today I'm going to be doing a video that I haven't done in a while, and I did this series called A Beautiful Soul series, so I'm going to go ahead and continue this. And I thought what a perfect day it would be to do it on a Sunday, which is normally the day that people go to church and stuff. If you're not religious or anything, like, you can still watch this video, like, no big deal. It's not like you have to, you know, be blessed by God, or if you don't want to also, that's fine too. You can exit out of this video, but I'm just going to talk to you guys a little bit about something that struck me a few weeks ago. It was probably like 3 weeks ago. Okay, let's see if I can do this without going all over the place. I've been in a relationship for almost 3 years, and it has been all long distance, and I've just learned a lot of new things during this time in my life. Like, it's my first relationship ever. So I didn't really know the ropes, and so I was learning along the way. And especially in a long distance relationship, it's completely different, you know. Well, similar in a lot of ways, but also different in many ways than a regular close proximal relationship. I realized that I wasn't feeling like complete. Like, my heart, it still felt like there was a hole in it, like it felt empty still. And I'm a Christian, and I've been a Christian my whole life. It is a decision that I made when I was old enough to make the decision that I want to follow God and live for Him. It's probably the best, like, personal decision that I've ever made. But even as Christians, we struggle with, you know, letting God, trusting in God. We struggle with trust. I mean, everybody, what human being doesn't struggle with trust? So, like I was saying, I was struggling. I felt like I was empty. I don't know, some of you might feel this way, like you're in a relationship, you've been with this guy or girl for a long time, and you just, you know, you love them, but you still feel this, like, emptiness inside, and you're like, I want this emptiness to be filled. And what I found with myself, and this might be the case for you, it might not be, but I found that, like, I was looking for that fulfillment in my boyfriend. I still feel that emptiness, and I was just, like, I was just saying, you know, I was coming up with, I felt like they were not excuses, because these are very, like, validated feelings, like missing him. Like, we're in a long distance relationship, so obviously I'm gonna miss him, but, like, I felt like I was looking for him to fulfill that emptiness inside of me, when really he can't, and he never will be able to. So something I realized, my friend, she suggested, I talked to her about this, and she suggested me to read this verse, or this passage in the Bible, and I read it, and it was just like, wow. Like, wow. Like, Christy, you've been looking for fulfillment in Polly, my boyfriend. If you guys haven't seen him or met him, I'll link a couple of the videos that he's in down below, but I read this, and so I'm going to read it to you guys and just talk a little bit about how it's helped me. So this is in John 15, and my friend Liz suggested me to read this, and I'm glad she did. So it's John 15 and verse 5, and it says, I am the vine, you are the branches. If anyone remains joined to me, and I to him, he will bear a lot of fruit. You can't do anything without me. If anyone does not remain joined to me, he is like a branch that is thrown away and dries up. Branches like those are picked up, they are thrown into the fire and burned. This just, like, was like, wow, okay, Christy. Like, even though I've been a Christian, you know, my entire life, you still learn things every single day, and every new chapter of your life. And this, it just stuck out to me, because I realized, I'm like, wow, like, my boyfriend is not going to be able to fulfill this empty feeling inside of me, and I'm looking to him for that, which he's an imperfect human being, and he's not going to be able to do that for me. Only God is. And this is like a realization that came to me, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I don't have to admit this. I know that, like, my boyfriend cannot fulfill me, and just that knowledge and trusting and believing in that helps me, like, feel more fulfilled. Like I said, brings me closer to him and makes me feel more secure and more in love. And, like, how amazing is it to have, like, a perfect God, like a perfect God that loves us so much, that is gonna fulfill us. Like, he's always there. He's never gonna leave us. Like, yeah, our partner, like, they might die, they might get really sick, they might break up with us, but God is never going to leave us. So if we're secure in God and not holding our security on our significant other, then our heart is going to be a lot more protected than if we were just holding our security into our significant other. Like, for example, if you're with a significant other and you just give everything, you're like, here's my heart, you're just giving it to the other person, and you're relying on them to fulfill you, to make you happy, to make you feel loved and everything. And like, all those things are good, to feel good by your other person. But ultimately, they're not going to be able to fulfill you completely. Only God is. And like, for example, if they were to break up with you, or you were to break up with them, or whatever, like, that pain is going to be so much worse. And like, I don't know if you've heard of people dying from a broken heart, but it's true, because they put their heart and their life on that other person, almost like lifting them up on an altar, like as if they're, they're God. They don't say it that way, but like, they are putting everything into that person. And when they do that, when that other person goes away, they fall apart. So that is something that I've realized recently. And I mean, before my boyfriend and I get married, like, I want to be fulfilled in God. Like, I want to rely on him and not rely on my boyfriend, but still be able to like love my boyfriend and, receive his love and friendship, but not ultimately be relying on him to fulfill my heart, because he can't, but God can. So this video is a little bit different, and I've been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting to do it, because it's kind of like a touchy subject. People don't always like to talk about religion or God, and like, it's kind of a touchy subject, but I just felt like I want to do these kinds of videos on my channel, and I hope you guys will stay in for the ride. I'll still be doing like beauty and hair and makeup and fashion and all that good stuff. Anyway, this is probably muffled sound, but thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.
Something